All right. Okay. Let's see. Where am I? What do I want to do? Gonna slowly let the music play out and bring it down some. There we go. So I double check some stuff here. Let's see. Pour myself another drink. Get some caffeine in me so I can make it through this. There we go. All right. Okay, getting my show notes ready. Well, what little show notes I have for tonight, because it was not spur of the moment, but I had very little time to prep for tonight's live stream. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see, double check this. As I hope my computer doesn't conk out on me. It's like, okay, how many windows and how many tabs can I have open at any given time? I can do that. Check my system resources, see how much RAM and how much CPU I'm using. I just know that when I close my browser and my computer says it's freed up almost 4.5 gigs of RAM, that's like, oops, I might have too many tabs open. Let's see. There. All right. So as you can probably tell by the thumbnail there, I'll be chatting about some new to me TV shows that I've come across. It's like when I've find myself running out of good TV shows to watch, and pretty much have watched all the good K dramas there are at the moment, unless somebody puts out more K dramas that I'll find entertaining. I've run the gamut of K dramas and some J dramas and some foreign TV shows here and there. Now it's like it's either find something new or watch whatever Star Wars schlock is out there, or maybe check out some episodes of Star Trek Discovery. And since I have absolutely no enthusiasm to check any of that out, it's like, well, I gotta find entertainment elsewhere. All right, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Check that. Okay, silence my cell phone because I don't want phone calls even at this hour. There we go. All right. As always, I want to thank you all for joining me, whether you're live, checking me out, you're lurking, checking me out, or you catch one of my live streams on a replay, because you might be kind of curious as to the who, the what, the why, and the what for I do here. All right. That's good right there. That's good right there. Okay, where was I? Oh, yes. Running out of TV shows to watch. I start looking for stuff elsewhere, whether it's British productions, Korean dramas, uh, some Australian TV shows, which I've kind of enjoyed the few that I've checked out from Australia. Quite entertaining. Or some TV shows from like 10, 20 years ago that I just completely ignored at the time or just didn't get on my radar. So, as I start here, I'm going to share with you all some that I've come across and share some thoughts I've had on them. Dun, dun, dun. First one, right out of the bat, is a TV show called Horror. Now I got to go to their Wikipedia page to get all of it. It's quite entertaining. Haro, reading from the Wikipedia here. Haro is an Australian television drama series which ran for 3 series of 10 episodes each. Let's see. The first series started 2018, the second one 2019, and the third one started on 2021. Very enjoyable, very well cast. Let's see, hopping down to the description of the series. Series revolves around the titular Daniel Harrow, a Queensland-based forensic pathologist. Each episode finds Harrow solving a specific case with the assistance of Brisbane police officer Sergeant Soroya Das and fellow pathologist Grace Molyneux and Simon Van Rick. Alongside these cases are more long-term concerns involving Harrow's private life and his family. So, yeah, he's got a few skeletons in the closet, so to speak. He's a medical examiner, pathologist, and he's out solving crimes with the police detectives and stuff. So he's pretty hands-on for being a pathologist. He goes out and follows clues, solves crimes. It's been a pretty entertaining show so far. Let me see. Let's see. Going by the Wikipedia again, Daniel Harrow is willing to bend rules, sometimes break them, and use unorthodox procedures in his determination to give the victims a voice and reveal the truth behind what happened to them. Meanwhile, a secret from his past threatens his career, his family, and himself. A lot happens in season 1. It's been very enjoyable so far. I've breezed through season 1. I've breezed through season 2. And now I'm on season 3. I just started season 3 like last night. And then caught a bit more season 3. Don't know if I'll wrap it up in a few more days. It's a good series. It's hard to stop once you get going. Great cast of main characters, main actors, and supporting actors, supporting cast. Good character development and plot progression. There is some objectionable content in season 1 that gets toned down in season 2 and 3, which is pretty good if you find yourself more on the prudish side of checking out TV shows and whatnot. It seems like some TV shows nowadays are finding out new ways of grossing out and getting people disgusted with cringe content. Or at least it seems like what American TV is trying to do. The foreign TV still reels some of that stuff in. Let me see. Oh, how many seasons? Let's see. Main cast is what? I've been stumbling over the main actor, the main lead's name for the past hour or so, trying to look it up. It's spelled Ioan, and his last name is Grufford, playing the title character Harrow. Then you have Myra Folks as Sergeant Soroya Das, Remy Hill as kind of like a forensics pathologist assistant, Simon. Then you have Annalise Phillips playing Stephanie Tolson, Harrow's ex-wife. You have Darren Gilshanan as Fairley, another senior forensic pathologist at the office he works out of. And then the detective senior sergeant, Brian Nichols, played by Damian Garvey. Pretty well done. Pretty good cast all the way around. In the chat, hello there, Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Hello there. Thanks for joining me tonight as I ramble on about some new TV shows I say new to me TV shows I've come across. Actually, there are some old and some new and some that I'm partway through that are pretty entertaining. It's like when you run out of good TV shows to watch, you kind of have to go back 10, 20 years to find something you haven't watched before and kind of revisit or check out for the first time. Oh, Fallout was decent. Okay. I did see that about an hour or so ago before I did the prep for tonight's live stream. I started it, but did not get maybe 5-10 minutes into it. It does look interesting. I know nothing about the Fallout franchise. I know it's a video game, but I don't know the lore of the video game. I don't know if it's going to stick to the lore, to the canon of the game series. Same thing for Halo. I knew I was aware of Halo, the game, and I watched other people's reactions to Halo and how much they pretty much disliked it strongly. And then I watched the first season of Halo, and it's like, yeah, you don't have to know anything about the game series to have a dislike for that show because that's pretty bad on so many levels. I'm hoping Fallout will be better. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, I'm here. That's where I am. All right. So, Harrow. I'm looking at Hulu right now. It's one of the places where you can find Harrow as the series. I've been checking it out on Hulu. Of course, I get a quick synopsis here. Daniel Harrow is a brilliant forensic pathologist who solves crime. Who solves crimes, the cases that others can't. So on and so on and so on. Skeletons in the closet, more than a few. Aha! Hello, Killer Rabbit. Hello there. Thanks for stopping by and hang out a bit. Let's see. Details, episodes. Yes, 3 seasons. The last season was in 2021, so it's been a number of years since the last season for Harrow. I have not read up on if the series has been renewed for a 4th season, mostly because I've been wanting to avoid spoilers before I finish season 3, but has been very enjoyable so far. Well cast, quite enjoyed it. Good cast of supporting characters. Let's see. Moving right along. The next little show I came across, I was looking for something new to watch. Only Murders in the Building. I'd heard people review this before, like the main cast here. I mean, it's Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. I figured, well, I like them. Might as well give it a shot and see what happens. Let's see. Referring back to the Wikipedia, Only Murders is in the Building is an American mystery comedy drama created by Steve Martin and John Hoffman. The main plot focuses on a trio of strangers played by Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, all with a shared interest in true crime podcasts, who become friends while investigating a succession of suspicious murders in the Arconia, their affluent Upper West Side apartment building, and producing their own podcast about the cases. It was pretty interesting. I started season one, got through it. There were some things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Usually, what makes me what makes it difficult for me to follow through on a season is objectionable content, like if the language or the dialogue just gets very vulgar to the point of being disgusting. That's usually where I draw the line, or excessive, over the top language or nudity or sexual content. It seems like more and more shows are trying to get a little bit of everything. I don't know why. It's like if you're looking for a good murder mystery, who done it, seems like more and more they're throwing in everything else that some people might find objectionable. And unfortunately, only Murders in the Building went that route, because I finished season one. There's like, I think there are a couple of episodes in season one that I actually found myself skipping. And then I went on to season two. And season two started off and it just got more and more vulgar. The dialogue, the acting's great. The acting, the production value, the actors, the performances, performances are all great. It's what you'd come to expect from Steve Martin and Martin Short. It's just the dialogue, the vulgarness, it got too much for me. So yeah, there's a point where I think I skipped 3, maybe 4 episodes in season 2 just to get through that. And then I got into the first episode of season 3 and I just gave up. It just got worse and worse as it went along. It's like, oh, come on. If you can stomach that, if you don't mind vulgarity and content like that, and you like a somewhat entertaining whodunit murder mystery drama, you might find Only Murders in the Building to be enjoyable. But for me, it's like not quite my cup of tea. I would have enjoyed it a little bit more if they had cleaned it up, but that's just me. Then I'm looking at what is this? This is their IMDb page. They got the rating, pretty good rating, 8.1 out of 10. So that's not too bad for a rating. Sometimes I look at Rotten Tomatoes. Sometimes I look at IMDb to see what other people are saying about it. Good supporting cast, and sometimes I've got some good guest actors in it as well. So yeah, if you're wanting something new to check out, maybe Only Murders in the Building. I don't know. It's not a pick for me or a recommendation for me. It's take it or leave it. And I kind of stopped into the first episode of season 3. It was like, nah, not for me. Kind of disappointing because I really wanted to like it. Let's see here. Moving right along. Boston Legal. This is one of the shows I came across this, well, actually about a month ago, because when this show came out, it was not on my radar. It was just like something I was aware of. It's like, oh, it's got William Shatner in it and then James Spader. It's like, oh, that's nice, and kind of just ignored it. But when you look at the cast, it is a really good cast. You have, well, like I said, James Spader, William Shatner, Candice Bergen, and of course, Renee Auberjonois. So yeah, you got some Star Trek alumni there. You have, well, James Spader has been in a lot of stuff. He was Raymond Reddington in Blacklist. He was Ultron and Avengers: Age of Ultron. So yeah, I just generally like James Spader as an actor. I like most of what I've seen him in. Of course, William Shatner is William Shatner. Great cast, great writing. This was a well written show. Good performances all the way around. Even your supporting cast. Great seeing Renee Auberjonois and something besides DS9 and whatnot. But again, as much as I liked this show and as much as I want to like this show, what keeps me from thoroughly enjoying this show was the vulgarity. There are points in the series that I found myself skipping episodes. I think I made it as far as I want to say a few episodes into season 2 before I gave up, or before I decided to take a break from it. Because unlike Only Murders in the Building, I might give Boston Legal another chance. But for me, it's boy, they went off the rails with vulgar content and some disgusting situations. For those of you who might not be aware of Boston Legal and what it's about, let me look at the Wikipedia page here. I'm going to ramble off the little description they have here. Boston Legal follows the exploits of former Practice character Alan Shore. That's James Spader's character, and his passionate co-workers at the fictional offices of Crane, Poole, and Schmidt, the high-end litigation firm based in Boston, which handles both civil and criminal law cases. The series plays on the chemistry between swarmy Alan Shore, and loose cannon Denny Crane being played by William Shatner. Middle-aged Shore is wry and wily, while mid-70s Crane, suffering from the early onset of Alzheimer's, is flamboyant and eccentric. Shore uses questionable methods to win cases. Crane is obsessed with his reputation, his image, and his name. Though political opposites, Shore and Crane are best friends. Episodes, more often than not, end with the two relaxing and musing together on the firm's balcony while they smoke cigars and sip alcoholic beverages. So the high point for this show, honestly, this show is fun to watch. When you have William Shatner and James Spader on at the same time, that's just a fun to watch. It's fun to watch Spader and Shatner just bounce off each other with their dialogue, their character dynamics. It is a well written show. I would almost recommend it if it wasn't for the uh, some of the disgusting content they have in there between uh, James Spader's character and some of the other characters, because his character is portrayed as a womanizer. And that's something that he plays up to quite a bit. There we go. Otherwise, I quite like the performances of Shatner, Spader, Candice Bergen, Renee Aberjonis. You have a great supporting cast. You have some paralegals and junior executives at that law firm. Let's see. Season 1, you also had Rona Mitra as a lawyer in the law firm, also playing against James Spader's character, Alan Shore. Like I said, I got to a point where some of the content, some of the dialogue just pretty much grossed me out, and I just stopped. I might take a break from it and go back to it. I don't know. It is an awfully well written series, quite entertaining. James Spader does an excellent job portraying Alan Shore. Seeing him in a courtroom environment is very enjoyable, quite fun. And of course, Shatner being Shatner is also fun to watch. Let's see. Looking through the cast of characters. At some point, John Larroquette joins the cast, so that might be fun. I might give it a second chance just to get up to looking this up real quick, season 4, when John Larroquette joins them. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Boston Legal ran for 5 seasons and started in 2004 and ran to 2008. So yeah, this is an old show. Hello there, Edge of Time. Good to see you there. You're saying True Detective. Yeah, I tried True Detective. I quite enjoyed that. I finished the first season of it, but yeah, it had some pretty rough content. But I did enjoy the 2 leads in True Detective. I believe I've only watched that one season with Matthew McConaughey and the other fellow whose name, Woody Harrelson. I was blanking on his name. But yeah, those 2 actors are great to watch together. Let's see. Checking out the Rotten Tomato score. Very high. I like to see this. This does say something when you have a high Rotten Tomato score and then a very high audience score. Like I said, this show was fun. Well, what I watched of it up to the point where I had to take a break from it. Let's see. You can find it on Hulu. You can find it on Amazon Prime Video and, well, season 5 on Prime Video and then season 5 on Apple TV. Apple TV, the one streaming network I keep forgetting all about. Yeah. Edge of Time saying you like horror. They say it's Lovecraftian. Okay. The King in Yellow, you're saying. Okay, I don't know anything about it. I'm not big on horror. There's some horror shows I like, but or horror movies I like, but sometimes it's like, no, I prefer sci-fi and fantasy, or sci-fantasy, hard sci-fi, whether it's Star Trek or sci-fi fantasy like Star Wars. And then I'll enjoy some of the sword and sorcery type fantasy shows out there as well. But yeah, you're saying you wonder if you get Max now, you'll be able to catch Dune Part 2. You might. I haven't kept up with Dune, the second Dune movie. I have no idea when it'll be released. Let's see here. Okay. Going back to another show that I found myself quite enjoying. I think I started. What is this? This is as I change the sizing of the little picture there. There we go. Midsummer Murders, a British crime drama television series. Again, reading from the Wikipedia page for it. Midsummer Murders is a crime drama television series adapted by Anthony Horowitz and Douglas Watkinson from the novels and the Chief Inspector Barnaby book series, created by Carolyn Graham and broadcast on the ITV network. So yeah, I just recently got into Midsummer Murders, and it's quite enjoyable. If you like crime dramas or whodunits and whatnot, you might find yourself enjoying Midsummer Murders. Let's see, reading up on the page here. Started in March of 1997 and has been going ever since. So yeah, this is a long run series. This is a nice little murder mystery series. I'm seeing 24 seasons so far. Let's see. Midsummer Murders is a crime drama set in modern day England. The story revolves around the efforts of Detective Chief Inspector Tom Barnaby and later his successor cousin John Barnaby to solve numerous murders that take place in the picturesque but deadly villages of the fictional county of Midsummer. The Barnabys have worked with several different sergeants assisting them throughout the run of the show. Detective Sergeant Gavin Troy, Detective Sergeant Dan Scott, and Detective Sergeant Ben Jones, and so on and so on. Charlie Nelson, Jamie Winter. Haven't gotten to those yet. I am part way through season 5. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's like a murder of the week sort of thing. It's pretty cookie cutter, pretty much play by the numbers. You've got your familiar tropes of, oh, there's a murder, and the detectives come along and look through a series of clues and find out who done it, what done it, how they do it, so on and so on. Clean so far, not vulgar dialogue. Um, good acting, good production value, good cast of actors and supporting cast. Good chemistry between the chief inspector and his sergeant assistant. Let's see. Hello there, Tina the Naughty Dragon. Hello there. I do believe this is the first time I've seen you in one of my chats, so welcome. You think you've seen 6 episodes of Midsummer. That's cool. I hope you enjoyed it or found it interesting. I recently just got into it, I think, 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, because I was running out of other TV shows to watch. So I started looking at crime dramas and murder mysteries like the Granada era Sherlock Holmes from the 80s. That was an excellent, excellent series, Sherlock Holmes, starring Jeremy Brett, what many people consider the absolute best actor to ever portray Sherlock Holmes. So I was looking for more TV shows in that vein, and I quite enjoyed Midsummer Murders so far. Oh, Edge of Time saying the Midsummer horror movie was despicable. Felt so insulted. It's emotionally engaging. Okay, I've heard the name of it, but like I said, I've never watched the horror movie. I'm aware of it. It's like horror's not on my radar for some of it. I'll watch, but yeah, not a lot. Yes, yes, Jeremy Brett is the best Sherlock, I do believe. I have the box set Sherlock Holmes series with Jeremy Brett and oh goodness, the other actor who played Watson. Well, the two different actors who played Watson opposite of Jeremy Brett. But that was a great series. I quite enjoyed that, and it is unfortunate that Jeremy Brett passed away relatively young, so to speak. But yeah, it's one of the murder mystery TV shows I will always recommend is that Grenada TV Sherlock Holmes. Sometimes when I'm watching Midsummer Murders, I do find myself kind of reminded a little bit of some of the Sherlock Holmes episodes just because of the scenery, the background scenery, the rolling countryside of England. And I'm looking at the IMDb page for Midsummer Murders. Let's see what they have to say. Da, 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 da. Yeah, 24 seasons. Been going on for 26 years. This is a long-lived series. I'm quite impressed by this. Of course, we have multiple leads. We have the original detective inspector or detective chief inspector, played by John Nettles. Then his sergeant Gavin Troy, played by Daniel Casey. Good chemistry between those two. I'm partway into season 5, so I imagine the cast changes up. I'm guessing around season 10 or 11, if I remember right. I was reading up a little bit on it, but I didn't want to get into spoilers. So yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Midsummer Murders. As what am I doing here? I'm pushing the wrong button. There it is. Let's see. I was trying to stretch it out. Maybe hit the 1 hour mark for tonight. I've had a very long day, and I knew I wasn't going to go late tonight. I had just enough content that I wanted to share with everybody, discussing about new to me TV shows. Some of the ones I found entertaining, some of the ones I found off putting. If I were to say if I were to recommend 2 of the 4 TV shows, it would be Harrow, the Australian uh, murder mystery show, and then Midsummer Murders. Those 2 I would pretty much recommend. Very entertaining, very fun to watch. Season 1 of Harrow is kind of rough. Some objectionable content if you're somebody who's concerned about content, whether it's nudity or language or whatnot. There's some things that you might find off-putting in season 1. That seems to be toned down in Horror season 2 and season 3, or what I've seen of season 3 so far. Of course, Midsummer Murders, very fun show to watch. Good production value, good acting, good cast, good writing. It does get a little formulaic because it does follow that format of problem, reaction, solutions. Like, oh, there's a crime. They're the detectives looking for clues. Then they wrap it all up and put a nice bow on it. So it does get a little formulaic, but it is relatively fun to watch, fun, clean to watch. The others that I've seen, the others I've talked about tonight, Only Murders in the Building and Boston Legal. As much as I wanted to like these shows, as much I can't recommend them. They're not shows that I would recommend. Only Murders in the Building was really disappointing. I wanted to like it more. I wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to recommend it. Same goes for Boston Legal. It's great when you have Shatner and Spader on screen at the same time. Great chemistry between them. Good dialogue, good acting, good production values. It's just what kills it for me is some of the questionable content and the show itself. Some things really just grossed me out, and I think I got to one point, and I can't even remember how far I got into Boston Legal before I just shut it off. I think it was one episode in season 2. I know I haven't gotten very far into it. There was one point where they said, "Oh, this is what's happening," and I just reached over and said, "This is disgusting." I turned it off and went to, I actually went back to an episode of Midsummer Murders. But until I find more sci-fi related TV shows to check out, I'll probably continue on with Harrow, finish that series off. There's only 3 seasons of that. And then Midsummer Murders. Yeah, until I get around to checking out, what was it, Fallout? I keep hearing about Fallout, so I may check out Fallout, see if that's any good. I know there's a second season of Halo out there, but I just haven't mustered up the enthusiasm to give that a shot after season 1 being pretty horrific. I'm going to wrap things up for tonight. Got a very busy day tomorrow, and it always starts early. So I'm going to leave you with that. Just a quick little show here to share with y'all some new to me TV shows, a couple of recommendations, and some disappointments. Some shows that I really wanted to like but couldn't. So thank you all for joining me tonight, whether you were live, hanging out in the chat, or just lurking, or you catch me on a replay. Thanks for joining me tonight. Let's see who joined me. Oh, right off the bat, it was Real Wade Nation Gaming. Very cool. And then Killer Rabbit from Space. And then Edge of Time joining in. Thank you for stopping by. I don't know if this is the first time I saw you in my chat or not. It might be first or second time. I think I might have seen you in my chat before. Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight. That was very cool. And then Tina, the Naughty Dragon. Thank you for joining me tonight. Very cool to see you here. Yep, Jeremy Brett. Best Sherlock, hands down. Good night. You're going back to your cave and check on your pile of gold. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, the way gold prices are apparently shooting up, probably a good idea to have a nice little pile of gold. So with that, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight as I start feeling my energy dropping. Be time to wind things down. Thank you all. Until next time, catch y'all around. Later. Bye.